Today's video is about successful goal setting. Okay, so goal setting is important from the get-go in coaching, and I hope that I make this clear throughout the course that this is based on the foundations that the person has created in their life. So getting clear from the first session about what they want to achieve helps you manage the expectations of the client and helps you refine their goals. And there are different ways that we will do that through different coaching models that we will use. But your foundations, your root chakra, you will be given the techniques on how to find out, discover, go deep with the client about what it is that they want to change in their life and why they want it. So what is a goal? So a goal is something that is clearly defined. If you were to get in your car and you wanted to go to a specific place, you wouldn't just type in the city, you'd have to put in the actual destination. Otherwise you're going to end up in the wrong place and you could be lost, and you'll waste a lot of time and energy and find out that when you get there you're not in the right place. So rather than waste that time and energy and being a bit aimless, then you have to get quite laser focused when it comes to setting a goal. So a goal is something tangible. It can be an emotional goal or a spiritual goal. That's mainly the type of clients that I deal with, that they have an emotional goal. So an emotional goal is something that is, somebody would come and say, okay, I want to be happier, or I want to find my life purpose, or I want to find, know what I should be doing with my life. I want to feel fulfilled, for instance. If you were to just proceed on with the subsequent coaching sessions, then you have no clue what you are actually aiming for. You have not been laser focused and you have not put a dart in the bullseye of what that goal actually means to that client. Understanding what motivates your client is also key to this process as well, to find out what the real driver is. What is it they are really searching for? Why is this important to them? It's not just as simple as, okay, I want to, have this goal by the end of the year. Okay, why do you want it? Understand what is driving your client and motivating your client. Getting laser focused, as we call it. So why set goals? Well, it sets a direction for their actions, and that means that they can make targeted progress in that particular area of their life. So take, for instance, a client who says they want to be happy. You will see that everybody's version of reality is somewhat different. We are all unique, we all have different fingerprints, which means we are all totally different, and we are driven by different factors and different values. So when a client says they want to be happy and you just agree with that, in your mind, you're presuming you know what happiness is. Well, you don't until you hear it from the client's mouth, because their version of reality is different to yours. And unless you get really curious and get into the habit of asking curiosity questions, listening deeply to what your client is saying and what they're not, what's in between the lines with your client, what's driving them, listening to their past experiences, listening out for their limiting beliefs. Unless you ask the client specific questions, you will never know, and they might never know when they've actually reached their goal. Now, a goal of being happy is fine, not a problem with that, but you need to ask questions. What does happiness look like to you? What does happiness feel like to you? What will be different in your life when you've reached this goal of being happy? On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you now? And what contributes to your current happiness, and what detracts from your current happiness? Where do you find you get your source of happiness from? When was the last time you were happy? What were you doing? If you were to reach this goal tomorrow, what would people notice about you that would be different than it is today? So getting really specific on these goals also needs to be measurable as well. So here we're looking at the acronym of SMART goals, but I'll tell you what that means. We don't necessarily go through it on the course, but a SMART goal is something that is specific. So being happy is not specific, but certain changes in their lifestyle are more specific. I won't be smoking, that kind of thing, that's specific. Is it measurable? Yes, they'll know when they've stopped buying cigarettes. Is it achievable? Yes, it's achievable for them. Realistic? Yeah, it's realistic for them because let's say they've done it before, they know they can do it. Is it timely? Well, they want to do it by next year. So they're specific goals, but what I'm more interested in you learning, because I'll teach you the GROW, which is a coaching model. It's very easy. It gives you a 4-step formula of how to set a goal with a client. But what I want you to consider when you set that goal is it specific enough for you to work on so that they actually know when they've achieved it? So how will it be measured? How will that person wake up the next day and gauge that they've achieved this goal? What won't they be doing? Or what will they be doing differently? What changes will be made that they can actually say, I've stopped this and that means I've achieved my goal. So having a goal is a great way for the person to get into their creative brain. So their left brain is set for logic, making calculations and informed decisions. And the right brain is to get creative, it's visionary and it's imaginative. The right brain is actually linked to your immune system as well, and happiness, joy, creativity and play. So we really want to try and get into, well, this work really is right-brained thinking mainly. So right brain thinking is asking the client to visualize what they want for their future. And if they can't visualize, what do they feel when they think about the future? What sensations come to mind? If they were to create their ideal life, what do they see? What do they hear? What do they feel? What do they taste? Etc. So this is thinking big, and there's a way of asking clients about how to visualize their ideal life, and there's an exercise called the best self that you can do so it can help you see what you're trying to create, what vision you have for your future. Soon as we start to visualize our ideal or our best self or our ideal life, what goal do you want? How can we make that goal even bigger and better for you? It opens up the mind and it expands your client's level of thinking. They can become more inspired and more motivated towards achieving their goal. Meditation is great, but visualization is just as good. And it really helps the client to think big, think bigger and maybe what they're thinking before. And visualization and meditation, they allow our bodies to cultivate the emotions of having it now. And that really is the law of attraction. When we align our beliefs, align our values, create this vision, and we have these thoughts and feelings that resonate with it, that are in tune and in alignment with our goals, then really we are on the right path to achieving them.